Hello to everybody in this session, and especially thank you organizers for organizing this event. And I'm also glad my contribution is after Egla because it's very much related to her content. The topic of my presentation, as you can see, is related to usage of digital tools to students who are non-business students. I'm coming from Mendel University in Brno, and my faculty is the green one, Faculty of Forestry and Technology. You see that we have like 5 faculties and 1 institute. The blue one, the Faculty of Business and Economics, is probably very similar to your institution. So at this faculty, subjects are very similar to yours and business oriented. But we have many students from other faculties, and as you can see from the titles like horticulture, agriculture sciences, regional studies, and also our students from forestry and technologies, they also require business skills, but of course it's not the core content of their studies. Here you can see the list of departments, meaning the study focus of our students, which are preparing for professions in forestry-related jobs, landscape management, engineering, silviculture, but also, for example, design furniture and forest ecology. So these are subjects where our students, as graduates of our schools, some of them are employed in state sector, but many of them go into private enterprises which they found on their own, or they are related to social business, social enterprise, and social economy. Because these jobs which they do, they are very much related to the concept of social enterprise. That's why I decided within this contribution to present you the project and the output of the Third Way project, which was also supported by European Union, because it has very nice digital outcome, and I see also connection with our Kabada thinking. When we started this project, we were giving ourselves these 2 questions. If our students have skills and interest and intention to start some kind of enterprise, meaning a social enterprise, and not only having theoretical skills or gaining the skills through digital tools, as it was presented today, but also having some kind of internship, which is very important to get some kind of personal experience. So when we planned this international project with several partners, we wanted to produce a platform which will be a learning platform, but not only for students, also for people who are actually entrepreneurs and they want to develop their skills. It can become part of non-formal education. Basically, it can be used by anybody, no matter what is the level of advance in some topics, which I will show you later. So it's connecting vocational, higher education, but also people from the field who actually have social enterprises. Often these people didn't have university education, but first started a business, and then they need to increase their level of skills in specific areas. So this is the list of partners, including people from Netherlands, Belgium, Cyprus, United Kingdom. By the way, this is one of the most important organizations, organizational learning center, because they have experience and they cooperate with social entrepreneurs. When we planned this project, we wanted to know what are actually the needs of let's say our clients, the people who will use our results. For us, from educational sector, primarily we were thinking about our students and how to include it in our teaching. But for other partners who come from enterprises or NGOs, they want to use it as well. So we wanted to know what are actually the needs. And the last one on the list is mentioning possibilities for internships, which is not an easy issue. And maybe you know that students are very much interested in internships, but it's not always easy to get the list or some kind of network of existing internships in specific sectors. So being interested in the needs, we conducted a survey. We received 220 responses from different countries. We also did focus groups because we wanted to have a direct feedback from people who are already experienced and ask them what actually these learning modules should include. And based on the results, we then proceeded developing the digital platform. The respondents were from different countries. As you can see, mainly these are partner institutions. We used the list of social entrepreneurs and different networks of entrepreneurs in these countries where we sent a questionnaire and they replied. Here you can see the area of their business. So, of course, education, it's mainly our educational institutions, but many of them focus on community actions, technology, sport, environment, health and well-being. Among others, here you can see the list of other areas like food and gastronomy, quite a lot of services, disability services, yes, because it's a social economy, it's one part of the sector, but also culture and arts or production and youth services. This is the most important chart, graph, which we got from this survey, which gave us information what these people who are active in the field actually consider to be the most obvious skill shortages and training needs. So actually we asked them if we will provide, if we will produce a digital course, and we are doing this because we want you to use it, which topics would be interesting for you? And here you can see the list of the most problematic areas where these people feel shortage of skills and information. So you see that the biggest one, it's management and leadership, then IT or ICT, communication, marketing, using social media, financial management, and so on. We could continue like this with other topics. Of course, we couldn't do all because these courses need to focus on the most important. And we also got some kind of feedback that when planning this digital tool, it should have some kind of starter course so people understand why they do it, as it's a self-learning tool. It's demanded-led, so we had the topics. It's also non-linear in the sense that people actually can open this tool anytime when they want. They can finish, continue, and they can direct themselves in which way of the educational process they are. So it's very flexible. Although we believe in digital education, and this is something what today I would refer to contribution of Juris. We also think that face-to-face communication is very important. So we offered combination of some experiential learning, having digital tool, but also having, we call it a boot camps, meeting of these people where they try the tool, share ideas, and develop also other skills, as communication was mentioned on the list as well. So we went through some process of capacity building. It was used in a team of smaller groups. And the intellectual outputs which we produced is curriculum, meaning the content, then the MOOC course, which is the digital form of the course, and the information about internships. Of course, as any other project, it included also other activities. Here you can see the list of courses which we decided to implement because they were mentioned as the most important ones. So you will see and you can try the leadership and management module, project management, funding and tendering, business planning, business skills, marketing and social media, financial management and governance. We went through some kind of discussions because of course we are international team and all of us know how is it working also in Kabada team, people located in different countries, COVID times, different ways of communication, but in the end we succeeded also including the technical side as with Kabada project, and you can see the result on the third way web page, which has this title, and I will just briefly show you basically the result. Here we have institutions. Here is the list of modules which I already commented, information about the project, and on the top you see sections where you can select information on internship, for example, all courses. There is a blog and of course contact information, and the modules look like this. So you have always very short information, and then you can click to see more. So here we have free topics. Here we have another free topics, marketing, project management, and starting up your businesses as the last one. And this is the content of the module, how it looks like. You see that there is always some short introduction to the module, and then you have several topics. You always see how many topics does it include. You also later will see how long is it, and what is nice, there is also quiz between each section, so you can actually check if the information, if you receive the information in a correct way. You can do the quiz so long until you will be successful, and in the end, after the module, you will receive a certificate, which is nice for students or for people who need to declare that they have some kind of skills. It includes videos which we produced. It also includes information from YouTube. It was already mentioned today by Egla, I think, that there is many information online which we can use, but how to choose which one, right? So we made some kind of selection what we consider the most important for these specific topics, and you can do this in your own speed. This is just a short idea how it looks like.
Eva, can I ask you please to finish in 1, maximum 2 minutes? Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is the course description, course content. People can log in with very simple information, and this is the way how they can access the course. The internship issue is a web page where we try to offer opportunities, including, I mean, some internships can be finance, others not, and this is the link which is directing to funding opportunities. So this is the output which we produced as a result of very nice international team cooperation. It's nice that it's available free of charge, so it can be used by anybody. We are finishing this project in July, so still there are some minor improvements on the web page, but the idea is to make this available for anybody. I tried it myself with my students in teaching. Students liked it very much because they can do it on their own. But I also suggest to include it in teaching, not only on voluntary basis, as Juris mentioned, but make it a little bit also compulsory, motivational, because in the end, students need some kind of motivation to go into this activity. And I can also imagine that Kabada project could be like a second step for our students who don't have very detailed financial and entrepreneurship background. Then for them, it's better to start with this type of activity and then continue with Kabada tool, which is developing very nicely, and we are glad to be part of this team. So thank you very much for your attention.